claims of collusion being made against major insurance groups in the state. NBC News reporter Ryan Chandler has more on how these homeowners who lost everything are now banding together to fight back.
Good morning forecast. Hi, Belen.
Hi there. Okay, you guys are talking about Christmas. Yesterday was Easter. Let's look ahead to some of these holidays that are just around the corner. Cinco de Mayo, 14 days away. Mother's Day, 20 days away. Time to start putting in that approval for Memorial Day. That's 35 days away. So you know what? The weather as we start off the work week is actually pretty quiet. Yesterday was an excellent Easter. I hope you had a wonderful day. Today we'll have passing high clouds and the temperatures will continue to be warm inland. Now the rest of the week, temperatures will slowly come down. By the end of the week, we're going to have highs in the 60s. And a big reason for that is the marine layer is going to be expanding. So today, rays for days. You're going to need the sunglasses and the sunscreen. But with each passing day, the marine layer is going to grow. And that means for our friends in the deserts and mountains, the winds are going to be increasing. Here's what I've got for you. This morning, things are quiet. The numbers are in the 50s. We've got 30s over in Big Bear. Chilly there. But check out the afternoon temperatures and where your city is going to come in. We'll have 60s at the coast, low 70s for the base in Orange County. Look at the valleys in Inland Empire. Upper 70s, low 80s. So it's going to be toasty. 80s also in the deserts, and our friends over in Big Bear will have temperatures around 63 degrees. Now let's look ahead. Today in Glendale, 75. And notice how temperatures Tuesday come down. Wednesday, a few more degrees, temperatures at 72. And we'll have the marine layer expanding. So here's the big weather setup right now. Things are quiet. We're kind of in the zonal flow. But watch what happens Tuesday into Wednesday and even into Thursday. You see these lines? These are isobars. So when we start to see these lines start to dip, that means cooler air starts to spread into the area. And that means onshore flow starts to strengthen. That's the reason why the marine layer is going to be expanding. As we get towards the end of the week, we have a big trough over the west coast. Some instability up to the north. As of now, it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain from that. I'll let you know. But we will have a deep marine layer at the end of the week that has a possibility of squeezing out some drizzle. So a few days to get there, and we'll let the forecast come into better focus. Right now, at least the short term, is staying dry, it's staying sunny, and it's going to stay warm inland. 60s at the coast, 70s inland, and you see how the temperatures come down. The rest of the week, the temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s for the base in Orange County, and the temperatures will stay pretty steady at the coast in the low 60s. The weather in the valleys and Inland Empire, here's a spot where we're going to notice the difference in the temperatures in the coming days. 80s and 70s today. Tomorrow we shave off a few degrees, then temperatures in the low 70s and even 60s as we get towards the end of the weekend into the weekend. Now in the desert, you have 80s today and tomorrow in the high desert, then 70s, the low desert, hot one, 90, then upper 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, mid 80s by the end of the week. So the relief is a few days away for you in Palm Springs, and in the mountains, temperatures will be in the 60s through Thursday, and then temperatures cooling down in the 50s from Friday into the weekend. That's your forecast, everyone. Stay cool on the roads. Here's Holly Hannula with a check.
That's right. Stay cool indeed. Good morning to you on this Monday. All right, we're taking a live look at the North 405. This is in the Long Beach area. Thank you, Jeff Sharping, for these images. I'm not seeing any delays out there. Lanes are wide open. From there in Arcadia, we have a big rig crash. The good news is this accident has been moved over to the shoulder west 210 near Santa Anita Avenue. At this time, not seeing any delays for folks making their way towards Pasadena. I'll let you know if that changes. And then on the west 210 Glendora to Glendale, an easy drive, just about 18 minutes. Speeds in the 60s. All looks good for now through Glendora, Azusa, Irwindale, Monrovia, Arcadia, and also the Pasadena area. Taking a look at Orange County, lots of green, especially on the 57 through Brea, Fullerton, and also Anaheim. Things look good in both directions of the 5 on the 5 freeway through Anaheim, Santa Ana, and Irvine, and all looks good on the 91 through Anaheim Hills and also Anaheim. West 10 Colton to Pomona will take you just about 27 minutes. Speeds in the upper 60s through Fontana, Ontario, and also Montclair. Coming up in a few minutes, we will check conditions through Mid-City. Michelle and Adrian, over to you.
Holly, thank you so much. Coming up, all new at 5 a.m., gamers have found their own cheat code for their wallet.
The Nintendo Switch 2 hit the pre-sale market today, and it looks like the tariffs will not have an impact.
And be sure to join us.
5 a.m. right now, heartbreak coming just hours after Holy Week. This morning, the world is waking up to learn that the Pope has died.
Pope Francis died overnight after Easter after suffering a recent health crisis. We're live following the breaking developments and reaction.
In a grim
At Romero, let's start off with meteorologist Belen de Leon, who's back from vacation. Hopefully bringing us some good news.
Yes, and good energy as well, amiga. Happy Monday. We're easing back into the work week for you, for me. We're going to have some quiet conditions. The weather will be nice and warm, and we'll have plenty of sunshine. But I do want to point out, a look at satellite and radar, we will have some high passing clouds up and over our heads. But other than that, it's going to stay dry. Now, I want to check out the temperatures. Right now, we're in the 50s. So it's a cool morning. Sweater, jacket will do it. Big Bear temperatures right there are at 30 degrees. As we check in with our Mount Wilson camera once again, we're seeing all those city lights. So marine layer, not a problem this morning, but for the rest of the week, slowly the marine layer is going to be expanding. We'll have less of that sunshine to start off the day. But for today, raise 4 days, temperatures will be in the 60s at the coast, 70s the base in Orange County. We'll reach the 80s away from the coast, and for the deserts and the mountains, 63 degrees. So I already gave you a sneak peek. The marine layer is coming back the rest of the week. Coming up, I'll show you what it's going to do to the temperatures. Right now, let's check on the drive and say good morning, Holly Hannula.
Good morning, Belen de Leon. Hope this week is fantastic for all of you, and you had a really nice Easter weekend. A live view right now of the North 605. Jeff Sharping is in street vision, making his way towards the 105. No problems in sight. West 10 commute 5 to the 405 will take under 15 minutes. Speeds in the 70s through downtown LA and mid-city. And then an accident just popped up in Whittier. CHP says it's in the carpool lane north 605 near Whittier Boulevard. I will continue to monitor this accident and let you know if I see any delays that pop up heading towards the 60. Over to you.
Back to our breaking news this morning out of the Vatican. Pope Francis has died. The news came down very early this morning.
Just 24 hours ago, he surprised a huge crowd at the Vatican with an appearance at Easter celebrations, and NBC4's Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Today is a good day to have a good day. And you know what? The weather is going to be great. The view right now from our exclusive USS Battleship Iowa camera. No big fog issues, marine layer. We do have some high clouds. It's hard to tell because it's so dark right now. Sunrise will be happening closer to 7 a.m. and we'll have some passing clouds throughout the day. The temperatures inland still a little toasty, but tomorrow the numbers start to come down. And then the rest of the week, that cooling trend continues as the marine layer expands. I'll show you the hour-by-hour forecast in the Inland Empire, where you have some cloud cover and temperatures in the 50s through about 8 a.m. Then sunshine, 60s and 70s by noon. Temperatures during the afternoon, upper 70s, low 80s, high clouds. It's going to stay dry if you have to work outside. Stay hydrated. Now look at the numbers for everyone. We're going to have 80s in the deserts, a little breezy through the afternoon, but nothing that will get in the way of your drive along the Barstow Freeway. 60s in the mountains in the Inland Empire. You see the upper 70s, low 80s. The warmest spot in SoCal today. Temperatures inland Orange County in the low 70s, mid 60s at the coast. Over in Ventura County, patchy clouds, fog, but we're going to clear to sunshine. Temperatures in the 60s near the water, 70s inland. The San Fernando Valley, temperatures in the upper 70s. Look at Santa Clarita, 79. And here's your day in LA. Let's make it a great one. Just ahead, that 7-day forecast. I'm going to show you the changes that are on the way right now. Things are stuck on the roads, huh, Holly Hannula?
They are, at least in the Whittier area, Belen. Good Monday morning, everyone. Around 5 minutes ago, I mentioned a crash on the North 605 near Whittier Boulevard. It happened in the carpool lane. For a little bit, CHP temporarily held all lanes. You can see cars moving very slowly right now. So there is a backup for folks making their way towards the 60. Hopefully this will clear shortly. From there in Moreno Valley, West 60 at day, there's a crash in the middle lanes causing a little bit of slowing for folks making their way towards the North 215. Also notice a little bit of a backup for folks making their way towards Riverside. And then in Pomona on the North 71 near the 10, there's a crash in the right lane involving two vehicles. We do see some delays for folks making their way up towards the 210. In downtown LA, still nice and quiet for the time being. That'll change in about an hour. Things look good on the 10, the 110, the 101, and also from East LA on the North 5 into downtown Los Angeles. Coming up in a few, I will take you to the Valley. Michelle, over to you.
Thank you so much. Next at 5.
Belen de Leon, you just went on a life-changing trip, right? Can you tell us about it?
You've said it. You know, everybody that I've ever talked to that has visited Africa, they describe it in one word: transformational.
Yeah.
And I agree with that completely. It's a place that I hope everybody can visit in their lifetime. We've got some videos and also some pictures to show. Of course, I felt safe the whole time. Here we are in front of a family of elephants, and that's a baby elephant out there in the distance. The reason that we went out there was to celebrate our 22nd wedding anniversary. So that's my husband. Thank you, Papi, for planning everything.
Oh my
But it was
goodness, what a
incredible because we were in this element where we were in the wild,
Yes.
right? It's something to see these animals in a zoo where we're very fortunate, but when you are out there and just seeing them roam in their natural habitat, that is something else. How about this video? Yes,
The giraffe that close.
Yes, and we learned so much about them. Our tour guide Nabiki was just so knowledgeable, and this is from a very far distance where we saw a pride of lions. So you have the king of the savannah,
Yes.
right, or the Sahara that is around there, and then you have the lionesses that are ones that do the hunting and that take care of the cubs, and there you see all the animals, the baby elephant there.
Man.
I mean, talk about a journey. You guys flew like about 10,000 miles from LA. Talk about the flight and talk about what was the biggest lesson. Because when you go to a different country like that, you like transport to a different dimension. What was the biggest lesson you guys learned, and how was that trip?
I think we need to be more in tune with nature. Yeah, we need to take a step back. The rhythm and the pace of life here is very, very fast. So I think disconnecting from everything and just connecting with nature was something that really created a shift in me, and also just more awareness about where we live, what we do here, and how we impact each other. Even though it is thousands of miles away, they're so conscious about lowering their carbon footprint, and I think it's something that we should all learn.
And it's Earth Week, so that's a very poignant and important message. Thank you so much. How long was the flight?
Oh, it took me a day and a half to get there, but it was worth it.
And just like I would ask Aiden, what was your favorite animal?
Oh,
Yes.
the rhino.
Yes.
The rhino.
Extinct, right? Nearly extinct.
We saw it on the very first day, and then afterwards we were telling everybody that we saw a rhino. They're like, "You saw a rhino?"
Yeah.
It is so extremely rare to see, and we got to see it. So, if you guys want me to answer any more of your questions, I'm here because I love the trip, and I hope everybody gets to visit in their lifetime. The view right now. Let's talk about the weather here at home. We have very quiet conditions as we step into the work week. The view over downtown LA is very nice. It's 52 degrees. Visibility down to about 6 miles. We do have some patchy fog out there. And look at this. Compared to yesterday, we're about 2 degrees warmer. So overall, the temperatures are comfortable. We've got 50s here, there, everywhere. 49 in Santa Clarita, and over in Big Bear, 30 degrees. And here's the afternoon temperatures. We'll have 60s at the coast, 70s inland, and numbers in the 80s for our friends over in the Inland Empire. So it's going to be a toasty day out there. Put on the sunscreen, stay hydrated, bring the water bottle. 80s in the deserts, and over in Big Bear, temperatures at 63 degrees. We talked about this in the 4 a.m. hour. A reminder that the Lyrid meteor shower, it peaks tonight. The best time to watch it will be after 10 through about dawn tomorrow, 10 to 20 meters per hour. This is one of the oldest meteor showers, but there will be marginal viewing, and this is because we will have the marine layer increasing. So here is a look at what we can expect. The marine layer is going to be expanding in the coming days. Today it's pretty patchy along the coast. Eventually we'll get to the sunshine and some high passing clouds, and then here we are in the overnight hours, and you see the marine layer will be expanding. So that is going to be happening in the overnight through tomorrow morning. The best places to watch that meteor shower will be the mountains and the deserts where we have low light pollution, and the marine layer is going to continue in our forecast for the next several days. In fact, that stronger onshore flow is going to help cool down our temperatures. So in Burbank, we have a high of 75, but by Friday, we're at 67 degrees. So 8 degrees cooler every day that we passes by. We're going to have the numbers coming down. So 7-day forecast shows no significant storms on the horizon, no big weather issues. If you do live in the deserts, in the mountains, that's where the winds are going to pick up as the marine layer expands. But we're going to go from 70s in the Basin Orange County to 60s for the second half of the week at the coast. The temperatures stay pretty steady in the low to mid 60s. The valleys, the Inland Empire, upper 70s, low 80s, then 70s Tuesday and Wednesday, and by the end of the week we're in the 60s. We hang on to that cool air over the weekend. The high desert will have 80s today and tomorrow. The second half of the week you'll see that cooling trend. The winds are also going to be increasing. The low desert, it's hot, 90. The relief doesn't really come until the end of the week. We'll have mid-80s, and in the mountains, temperatures in the 60s for the next few days, then 50s as we step into the weekend. That's your forecast, everyone. Now let's toss it over to Holly.
All right, thanks so much, Belen, and all your images from Kenya were stunning. Thank you for sharing those with us. Good morning to you on this Monday, a live view of the East 60. Jeff Sharping is in street vision, making his way towards the Diamond Bar area. Right here, traffic looks good, not heavy at all. Just a reminder, we do have a crash in the carpool lane on the North 605, just south of Whittier Boulevard. Around 10 minutes ago, Jeff Sharping was in some bumper-to-bumper traffic, so there's a little bit of a backup for folks making their way towards the 60. From there on the North 71 near the 10, look at this backup now. It extends almost to the 60 to the 10. It's a tough drive on the North 71 due to a two-vehicle crash that's stuck in the right lane. North 71 just right near the 10. And then in Moreno Valley, middle lanes are blocked following a crash on the West 60 at Day. We're seeing congestion for folks making their way towards the North 215. North 110 drive Carson to downtown LA will take you under 15 minutes right now. Speeds in the 60s. All looks good through Gardena and South Los Angeles. Coming up in a few, I will take you to Glendora. Adrian, over to you.
All right, Holly, thank you. Next at 5.